Hi there. Now, you wouldn't think that a lidded box like this would be a big deal to turn, would you? Well, sometimes I need to be reminded that I'm not really in charge. Mother Nature is often in charge of things. And one thing I learned is that you can't just finish part of a project, walk away for a few days, come back and think that everything's going to stay the same. And you probably know where I'm going with this. So let's go back about a week to when I first started this project, and you'll be able to see just exactly what I learned. I hope you'll stick around. Hi there. Welcome to my shop. Louis Golden sent me a logo recently, and in fact he sent me two of them. One in black, which I'll put over here for you to see, and one in blue that'll be over here. Now he'd like to know which one is preferred. So if you have a preference, make a comment and just start it with black or with blue. If that's all you want to say, that's fine. It'll give Louis an idea which one is preferred. Now he does not have a YouTube channel just yet. It's in the works, and when he has it up and running, I will let you know. All right, today's project is this. I was given this blank by my friend Scott. It's made with cherry and Shedua. I may not be saying that properly. Shedua is a cousin of Bubinga, and according to the research, it turns, glues, machines very well. And Scott just wanted to see what I could come up with on this. Now he put a tenon on each end, but they are dovetail tenons, and I don't have dovetail jaws large enough for this. So first thing I'm going to do is just turn these flat so I can use my one-way jaws on here. And let's go over to the lathe and see what I can come up with. (1,000 RPM). I have this go, no-go block I made. When I turn this tenon down to where this fits on there, I'll know I have the right size. There's a fairly large chip out right here, so I'm just going to turn this down to round. All right, a little bit of a chip out there, but that'll be taken away. I'm going to mark this now. I want to make a small box out of it, a lidded box. So I'm going to measure here. I got 5 1/4 inches, and I want about 1/3 of that to be the top of the box. So just roughly, so I'm going to go with about 1 3/4 inches for the top. This will be the top of the box. I'm going to part it off right there. And I will part it off most of the way through, and then I will just finish it off with a saw. In order to keep the parting tool from binding in there, as I go in, I like to rock it side to side through the whole cut. I'm going to get a saw and cut that off. I just want to flatten this off a little bit. It's a little rough. I've got this at 2000 RPM with my 3/8 inch bowl gouge. Alright, I'll just sand this off camera and be right back. I almost forgot. I need to have a straight wall in here, a little bit, for the box's tenon to fit into. I sanded up to 240 grit, and then I put a coat of sanding sealer on here. Now I'm going to be using Axe abrasive paste. Then I'm going to use Axe polish restoring paste, and you're going to get a really fast look at this. It's not something I think you want to spend a lot of time watching. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. Time to start working on the box. I have set these dividers to about a 1/16 of an inch wider than the opening in this lid. I'm going to use that measurement and turn down a tenon on the box to this size, and then very slowly sneak up on it until I get a snug fit in the lid. Okay. Okay, I think it's time to hollow out the box. Now, as much as I like a good friction fit lid, I can't get this, just barely get it off of there. Well, okay, did once, there. The problem is, this won't always have the support of the chuck. So I'm going to take some 240 grit sandpaper and just sand around here until it fits snugly, but without being forced like that. And I'll be back. All right. Should be plenty tight enough. Should be able to get it off. Well, let's see. There we go. I think once I put some finish around here, it might slide off a little easier. So, time to start hollowing out the box now. I'm going to mark out what I want the thickness to be up here, and I don't want this too thin. If this gets too thin with a lid that tight, it could snap it off. So I'll use this parting tool, 1/16 inch, although it actually measures at 5/64, and do this marking. That should be all right. Now it's time to start hollowing this out. Feeling very much like it's time to hone this edge. When turning end grain, the proper way to do it is to go from the inside and draw it out, because otherwise you're going in against the grain, which is very difficult to turn and get a clean cut. Now, I'm not doing a very good cut here either. I don't have much experience because I hardly ever turn anything end grain. But I'll just keep working on this and see what I can do with it. Well, I'm actually not getting a bad cut. And then of course there's that other method I've seen turners use to clean out the bulk. One thing I want to say about doing this, I've watched other people drilling into wood, and I swear they're turning it at about 1,000 RPM. Smoke is just billowing out of there. That's not just hard on the wood, it's hard on the tool. I try to keep mine down to 250 RPM, and it's doing a decent job. So you might want to keep that in mind. To do the inside wall, I just take a piece of sandpaper, go back and forth with it running. I sanded it to 240 grit, And then I used Axe abrasive paste and polishing paste again. Came out very nice. And then I found out that I have a problem I had not anticipated. When I started working on this, we were going through a heat wave. And here in Alberta, 30 degrees centigrade or 86 degrees Fahrenheit is a heat wave. I recently heard from Jay in Arizona where it was 47 degrees centigrade, 116 degrees Fahrenheit, and I don't know how people even live in that. Anyway, as I was saying, we were under a heat wave and the humidity was high, and I started turning this and I had a friction fit lid. Now the heat wave is gone, the humidity has gone down, and my friction fit lid is no longer friction fit. So I'm going to have to deal with that. So now I'm going to find a way to attach this on here, turn the top of the lid, even this out, and then I'll reverse this into a jam chuck to turn the bottom of the box. I have 3 layers of paper towel, making sure that the lid is tight enough, hopefully to hold on there, but I've also got the tailstock brought up with a live center for support. So the first thing I'll do is just get rid of some of this paper towel so I can see what I'm doing better. Then I'll start to shape this lid. 1000 RPM, 3/8 inch bulge gouge. Well, that's the kind of thing just a little lapse of concentration can do for you. I lost the bevel and it came skating right up here. Now I've got to try to repair that. I want to add a little support to this joint. I don't quite trust that paper towel alone to hold it. Hopefully that will do some good. Now I've moved the live center back enough that it's not even touching, but I want it there just in case this wants to fly off. It'll keep it from going anywhere. All right, I'm going to see if I can just sand from there. I sanded this to 240 grit, and then some numbnuts forgot to use sanding sealer, but the axe pastes, the sanding paste and the polish paste did a nice job, and I certainly don't want to try to sand that out of there just to put sanding sealer on. So I'm going to leave it like that is. I've put a small styrofoam ball on my live center, which I'll use to support this as I sand the rest of this and put the pastes on there. And I'll be back when I finish that. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now I measured from the bottom of the box to the inside bottom of the box is 3/4 of an inch. So I want to come up, I'd like to leave, I think I'd like to leave about 5/8 of an inch. So I'll come up 3/8 of an inch. And I'm going to part it off right there. I can't remember how thick the walls are, so I'm pretty sure that will be all right. Now I'm going to use a saw to take that off. All right, I'll just make a jam chuck for this to clean up the bottom. All right, I hope that works better than the fitting of the lid. Now, if you try real hard, you might be able to imagine how happy that made me. All right, I'll do some sanding on this and drill for my logo coin. I should be pretty much finished. Well, now you've seen some of the lessons I learned. It still turned out to be a nice little box. I quite like it. Thank you again to Scott for giving me the blank to turn. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you'll come back next time. Between now and then, have a great day in your shop. Be safe. Click the like button if you like this. Let me know I'm doing something right. It helps my channel. Another thing that really helps is if you share it with others, and subscribe if you haven't done that. And a big thank you to my subscribers. I really appreciate you watching. All right, take care now. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.